Two computers here, so got to back up. I think they're both working. Let's make sure. Denise, you got a question? You put your hand up. Yeah, mute's on the left. I think I can't hear you, Denise.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. What's the question?
Okay. I was just trying to get in to make sure I was on.
Okay, you're fine. All right.
Thank you.
Okay. Right. Just making sure the recording's running. Recording's running. Good. I think we're okay. I know more people are arriving. Just a minute. Just give another couple of minutes and we'll get underway. Okay. We'll start, and if they arrive, more people arrive, I'll just plug them into the webinar. I'm going to share the screen now and get underway. So, go up to here. So welcome everybody to Manifest Your Soul Purpose. If you want to see everyone on the right, you can click on the 3x3 little matrix on the webcams and you'll see pretty much everyone, and just drag the webcams around. You can, yeah, you should be able to see everybody. So Manifest Your Soul Purpose is, well, I'm Nicolas David, Ngan, at the Centre for Conscious Ascension, for the guys who haven't met me before. Manifest Your Soul Purpose is a process that came out of my own work to manifest a better life and to manifest a better business as well. So this is the process I actually use to create stuff, which is what I'm going to share with you today. So you sort of get a little bit of background, especially for the guys who are going to hit this cold on YouTube. So I'm going to get a bit more personalized here. So as light workers, we're usually here to help the world with a special gift of service, hidden deep within our souls. And no matter what we try, it's very challenging to clear the emotional blocks. That was me for 20, 30 years, to actually manifesting this purpose. We feel this deep, heartfelt sense that we want to deliver a gift, and we've searched for this out in the 3D world, at school, and with our parents and work, to find our real purpose. And I did that, and I discovered no one could give me the answer, really, what I was here to really do. But I knew it was important. It wasn't about me going to university, doing a degree and wearing a suit at work, which is what I used to do. It was something deep in the soul. I was determined to find that, and it was a sort of trigger for my spiritual journey. Because I didn't feel life was very fulfilling, life was very challenging, and I wanted to feel fulfilled. And I wanted to deliver this unnamed gift of service to the world. That's what I was trying to do. So what I want to hear now from you guys is, briefly, what's brought you here and what's your intention for the process. So we're setting group intention. So if you want to speak and get your video on, just wave your hand and just share where you are and your intention. What's brought you here and your intention. So I get a feel for what you'd like from this. Each time we do one of these, it's a little different. Because what we're going to do is set group intention. You can just put it on the chat as well if you want. And that'll guide me in the way we run this. So I'm going to teach you this manifestation process that I use in conjunction with doing some divine healing to clear some of those emotional blocks that we all have as the nature of having this human experience down here. And if you could just be on mute when you're not talking so we don't get any background noise. Who would like to go first? You don't have to share, you don't want, but the more the better. Is that Nadia?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Yes, I've been traveling around a lot, and I've been trying to get my work going, because now I decided to put roots and I stopped, and I'm trying to build up. but there must be something blocking me, because every time it starts, then it goes back to being very little. And so sometimes I wonder whether I'm on the right track.
Okay, it's part of the journey. Right, and where are you,
I
Mel?
do healing work.
Yeah, where actually are you?
Where am I?
Yeah.
I'm in Rome,
In Rome.
in
Okay.
Italy.
Okay, thank you. Right, who wants to go next? Okay, Amanda, and then we'll have Fiona.
Hi everyone. Hi Nicolas. I'm here because I saw your interview on Gaia, and that led me to reading your book and looking at my numerology of Moses chart, and that brought up a lot of confirmed a lot of things, and then gave me the incentive to make some changes to bring myself into more alignment. And so I'm an entrepreneur, run my own business, and I've been feeling like I haven't been living in alignment with my potential for a while. And I know that I sort of, I'm scared to do it, I think is the only way of putting it. I'm scared to make these changes because it does put my livelihood into question and my identity and all of those things. So I'm here today because I guess I'm looking for that push to live my soul purpose and clear those things, because I know that I'm really close to it, and I know that I want it. So I'm hoping this can help me with that today.
Okay, thank you. And where are you located, Amanda?
I'm in England.
Okay. All right, thank you. Fiona.
Hi guys. I come to all of this through my body becoming stuck. Terrible pains in my back, nothing wrong with me, years and years of osteopaths, chiropractors, goodness knows what else, physiotherapists. I'm fit, I'm healthy, I do a lot of exercise, and just all sorts of things in my body just weren't working.
Yeah.
I've discovered that I'm an empath, so I take on other people's emotions, and as a result of my journey with a healer, I'm just really anxious to try and find out more. I'm absolutely fascinated by the reading that I've been doing, and everything that I'm reading, I'm like, yes, it all makes sense. It all makes sense. It's so exciting. I meditate, and it's just, I'm just awe-inspired, and I just want to find out more. I would like to fulfill my soul's purpose.
Okay, sounds pretty good to me. Yeah. All right, who wants to go next? Rizwana, and then we'll have Subi.
Hi everyone. I suppose I've likened this work to like an elimination diet. Before I would always maybe think, maybe if I'd stopped eating that, I'd feel better, or if I'd tried something else, I would feel better. And then a few years ago, I had my DNA done, and it confirmed a lot of things for me in the sense of what I could eat, what's good for my body, what isn't, etc., etc. And I never needed to do an elimination diet again, because I just knew what would be right for my DNA. So since having my soul contract read, it's been a bit like having the DNA done for my soul. So there's no more elimination diet per se for my soul. It's like it's so much more clearer, the road that I have to go down, and the blocks and the challenges and the karmic goals that I have to achieve, that it's allowed me to use my numbers that have come up in my contract to their potential. So being told that the double nines that I have allow me to push through or burn through a lot of the goals, but with more awareness this time than I've ever have done before. And just recently, I also had my divine healing done. And that was also extremely fascinating in supporting my use of the soul contract, with also recognizing the blocks that I've come along the way. And one of the things that really came up for me was one of the blocks that I had actually released ancestrally generations of people in my lineage who carried the same block along the way. So I've broken the chains of that in essence. So yeah, really fascinating, and just here to learn more in how I can benefit using my numbers to my advantage, really.
Good to hear. Okay, thank you. Subi?
Hi, everybody. So my story is a bit, I mean, it's not different from anyone's story. My whole life transformed in 2018. I was completely, like, I grew up in the Middle East. I was born there, and I just rejected everything around me. I didn't fit in with my family, my friends, and even from my early days, my life purpose was to get out. And it took me almost 25 years or so to move to Toronto, and I never felt at home. And one of the things that I remember when I first moved here, this urge to change my name. And I didn't change my name. My name is still Subi. I just modified it and added a middle name. And I didn't know why I did that. And now, like, since I started getting into more meditation and spirituality, and the way I would say YouTube transformed my life, because these seemingly random videos show up on my feed, and then some of them just fascinate me, and I can relate to them. And this is how I saw your interview on Gaia. And when you started talking about the names and the contracts and changing the name and how names energy affects your life, right away I remember that urge that hit me to change my life. And I'm an engineer, so if you tell me there's a contract and a process and procedure to follow, I would love that. I can relate to that more than anything else. So that's why I'm here today.
Thank you. Well, I used to be an engineer in the space industry, in the commercial side, before I did this. So a real rocket scientist, but on the commercial side. So I understand that. Okay. All right. Who wants to go next? Okay, Gina, and then Maria.
Thank you. I've been doing kinesiology for the last 25 years, divine healing for the last 4 years. And my soul contract, I know I'm a service soul, which is wonderful. I love that. I find it very fulfilling when I'm doing a treatment on someone, but in between those treatments, I'm exhausted. I've got my diary is full for the next 4 weeks, totally. And I look at it and I think, I can't keep doing this, because in between I'm so exhausted. I work on myself, but I suppose maybe I'm giving myself too much to my treatments. I don't know, but I want it to stop.
Sounds like you're picking up energy from your clients and maybe processing your stuff afterwards and cleaned out.
Yeah, because I think I'm in there with them, and I feel so good when I'm working, because I'm working with the high energies. But once that's finished, it's like I'm drained totally.
Yeah.
And I don't want to keep doing it all the time.
Yeah, you need to work on the energy boundaries and getting clear between, I'd say. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. So do you do anything to clear that?
Yeah, I'm clearing all the time, and I'm always working on myself. In fact, every day I do a quarter of an hour every day, just clearing before the day's done. And sometimes, if I've got the energy, a quarter of an hour at night time to clear everything as well. As I say, when I'm working, I'm alive. It's absolutely amazing. It's when I stop.
There's something I need to work on, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
I think processing other people's stuff out of love. That's for some reason. I'd go and look at that with divine healing.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Maria. You have to switch on your microphone, bottom left. Can't hear you. You're on mute.
Always forget this.
That's it. Got you now.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Nicolas. I'm in Scotland. We're having a first cold day today, about 12 degrees. And I'm doing your soul contract training next week.
Yeah.
But I don't know anything about divine healing. I know the two beautifully come together. So I'm very interested to find out more. And also, I must admit, I'm getting a bit tired with my creation code 21 in spiritual challenges.
Can't explain on that. That's not good for your health. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm trusting that things are unfolding.
Okay.
It's good, but it's taking a bit too long. It's about the heating in my beautiful cottage here.
Okay. Thank you, Marie. Anyone else? Nicola, you're a nice surprise to pop up there. You have to switch on the left.
Hi.
Yeah, try now.
Hello, nice to see you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. Be more head.
Hi, everyone. So I'm in Nottinghamshire in England. I have had a reading with you, Nicolas, before, and I've worked with two people that you've trained in divine healing for the past 3 years now. So I'm here because I love your work and I have a fascination with it, and I'm, I guess, on the beginning of my journey to help me with my soul purpose. I really understand that I have a block to be able to give back to people. I love humans and the world and what there is to have, and I love to experience so much, and I feel like I follow very inspirational people around just doing what they're doing because I love it and it's exciting. And I've got to the point where I would really love to give something back, but it's like having a chokehold on me. I don't know how to express what I have or what that will look like, or yeah, there's definitely kind of, I feel like I'm up against a black opaque wall waiting to kind of go through it with enthusiasm, but unable to kind of take that step forward. So that's what I'm hoping to learn a bit more about.
Okay. See how we go. I think you've got some past life stuff files running in your fields, which are creating some of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to clear some past lives a bit later, so maybe that'll help. So,
okay, thank you.
Thank you. Helen?
Yes. Oh, which Helen?
Helen Williams.
Me, yes.
It's Helen Williams.
Hello, Nicolas. Hello, everybody. Yes, I've done a reading for myself through another course that an online course I was doing. So I've done my blueprint, which is fascinating. I've always been very connected in with Mother Earth, and I work as a gardener, but I've also done shiatsu and Reiki training and work too. But I'm just at that point of my life now that I need to change into something else and do something else massively of service to humanity. And I've been led into your webinars. I've listened to one of yours before through Maria, who spoke to two ladies ago.
Yep.
Yeah, and very interesting to hear what you speak of today.
Okay.
Thank you.
No, I don't even know what I'm going to say today. So. All right. It's different every time. Anyone else want to share why they're here? We'll put it on the chat. Brian? Here you go.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, gotcha. You're live. Sounds good.
Okay. Thank you. I'm here in Baltimore, Maryland, on the East Coast, Chesapeake Bay in the States. And I'm very curious and interested in the work that you do. And I'm here because I'm in a transition time. I retired about a year ago as professor of medicine at our University of Maryland. Had been practicing holistic medicine for over 30 years. I had a practice in South Croydon in London back in the 80s, where I learned homeopathy, acupuncture, and came back here, and over time have really realized that medicine is off kilter. That I think spirit, energy is much more in a missing central role, part of all this and of life. And so I've sort of stepped down from that now, and not retiring, but a renewal period and sort of a deconstruction in a way. And looking at some of the soul contract healing work that you do, and very interested to see where that take things, and in ways to get closer to my greater being, higher self, and what that will lead to. So.
Okay. Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, let's get into it. So I'm going to share the screen again. Okay, so I want to give you a little structure of how things work down here, and it's part of helping you manifest your soul purpose. In fact, manifest anything you want, provided it is in the divine order of your soul. It's meant to happen. It's not meant to happen whenever will. So if you watch the movie The Secret and you're not meant to have the Ferrari, you will never get it. But if you're meant to manifest your purpose, soul purpose, and you're clear what that is, you're connected with it, then it will eventually turn up. Okay. Provided you do enough work on getting there, clearing the issues which are in the way. So let's start at the beginning. Okay. The principle of what I'm going to teach you today is it's meditation of oneness. Okay. It's based upon a book written by Wayne Dyer called Manifest Your Destiny, but I've enhanced it with a lot of other tools. It's based on the core principle that there is only one great soul here in this universe. This is the core nature of it, core principle. And we call it source up here. Okay. And source is sitting at what we call the 12th dimension of the model we use. We use 12-dimensional models. Think of them as different TV channels. The 12th dimension is running at the highest possible frequency. And so what happened was that source wanted to know itself. So what it did is it created an out-breath of itself, and it densified parts of itself through the dimensions, 11th, 10th, 9th, all the way down to the 3rd dimension, to us in the seemingly solid reality. And it got to the point that we, the sparks of source, sparks of the divine or God in us, we got so far away from source that we forgot that's where we came from. And it created an ego structure around us, which is created by your soul contract, which most of you have been playing with by the sounds of it. It creates like an avatar, personality avatar, vehicle to experience this reality. And the most significant thing about the human ego is that it feels separate from source. It feels that I've popped out into this world and this is all there is. And our urge to find that special thing that we talked about earlier is our urge to get back to source. We sort of feel it in our bones at a deep intrinsic level. This is for the light workers, guys like you, the 2 or 3% of the population who embody. We don't have to embody, we embody to help the other 97% of the population to awaken who went very asleep in this 3rd dimension. So we're playing this game of separation from spirit. So to manifest what you truly desire, it's important to break free of this ego illusion of being separate from source and to connect with the oneness that we all truly are. We're just one great soul in a whole bunch of different bodies here. Because when we can connect at a feeling level to the oneness of all that is, we can attract to us anything from within ourselves. So if something we want to attract is over here, we feel one with it, then we can draw it to us if it's in divine order to come to us. But if we feel separate from everything, nothing can come to you. So the key to manifesting your soul purpose, your mission, or it could just be the business you want or the partner you want, or it could be just a new car or whatever you want to create, is to be at one with all that is and be one with what your soul desires, not what your ego desires, what your soul desires to create. If it's purely ego-based, it will never turn up. So it's not going to win you the lottery. It's very unlikely. But if it was, okay, I need a new business partner, or I need new premises for my light work, it's much more likely to turn up if that is what opens your heart. And so you can tell if something is from spirit, from the from your higher self up here, is part of you up here. Because if you try that manifestation on in your heart, it opens your heart, it expands, then that's your soul telling you, yes, you're on the money, or you're in the right place. Then that's more likely to happen. But if it closes your heart, it's not going to happen. So it's very important. It's in alignment with the way your soul wants to go, where your spirit wants to take you. Okay, spirit's a part of you outside the body. The soul's a part of you in the body, energetically. So what we're going to do today is access this multidimensional part of you. Then I'm going to teach you the sound meditation of manifestation to actually create what you desire. So, easier said than done. What happens is that our ego is very focused on everything that is not right about us, that it perceives is not right about us, which is always red dots. This is the entirety of who you are, past, present, and future. And these are our issues. This could be your unworthiness, your lack of trust, you might feel abandoned by God, whatever it is. And ego focuses all your energy on this. And by the law of attraction, most of you hopefully heard of, what you focus on grows. So ego is focusing on all the things which are part of your separation program created by your soul contract. And if you focus on those, you get more and more of it. So this is very important to be aware. Yes, we have all these karmic programs, but to focus on what it is you want to create, which is probably somewhere over here, rather than focusing on your navel here, which is, I did this for most of my life, up to about 10 years ago, or a little more actually. Focus on the good stuff you want to create, because then what you do is you starve the ego of your life force, and you reduce the amount of the stuff you don't want in your life, and then you start to create what you do like. So I know we learn to look for our emotional separation, all our emotional issues, and dig them all out with all sorts of therapies. So it's not saying don't do that, but it's saying don't spend all your time and energy, money, life force on that. Transfer some of that to what you do wish to create, because then you're starving the ego of that life force, and you get less of the stuff you don't like. So you become more empowered here. So what we need to do is that by focusing on what we wish to create, the ego will then say, just a minute, Maria, okay, you can't stop doing it the hard way with your 21, 3, and karma. I'm going to throw some emotional roadblocks for you. So you're going to basically flush out a lot of these programs here, which are in the way of creating what your soul desires. So we're basically going to deliberately today trigger the defensive programs in your ego to come into consciousness, which are in the way of creating what you desire, and then we're going to use divine healing to actually clear it. So the ego won't show its defense mechanisms until you trigger them, because it doesn't want you to take them apart. So we're actually going to ambush it a bit, or a lot, actually, in a nice way. So how do we peel all these programs coming out here? What we do is that we use divine healing to peel these programs layer by layer. We're going to peel 3 or 4 layers tonight of your ego programs. And there's a divine order in which you peel them with divine healing. Because the higher self designed you, designed your self-contract, designed this entire life. So it knows exactly how it built you, therefore it knows how to dismantle this illusory construct of the ego that filters all your life experience. And the idea is to get back to this pure flame here of consciousness. And if you can peel your ego entirely, which is called enlightenment, then whatever you focus on will turn up pretty much immediately. That's why Christ could manifest all his miracles, because he spent 12 years in the desert, 12 years traveling around the world, getting trained and healed and awakened, so he'll get back to this. Okay, so we're going to do something very similar. So I want to talk about, okay, how do we actually do it? Someone else who just arrived. Anne's right. Cool. Okay. Welcome, Anne. So how do we actually do that practically? So this is the essence of how divine healing works. First off, you need the willingness, desire, and courage to heal, which you all have because you're here. And then you need to identify the issue. Bring feeling consciousness to the issue. So we take our desire and intention and bring consciousness into the issue, which is the big red ball here. Okay, it could be, say, the fear of manifesting your self-purpose. I mean, Amanda, you mentioned feel some fear coming up in issues. Okay, so if you can feel an issue, you can heal it. And the ego will do its very best to stop you feeling it, because it doesn't want you to take apart these programs. It's actually working against you deliberately. So you've got to work for whatever you wish to desire. You've got to clear the programs in the way. So what the ego does is this. It puts this turquoisey defense mechanism. It numbs us out. It distracts us. So we don't get to the program in the middle. Because what you can't feel, you can't heal. And in the West, we've pretty much learned to control our emotions with the prefrontal cortex. Because we think, sometimes some people say, what should I be feeling here? Or what is the ideal outcome I should have? Someone asked me that this morning on Facebook, one of my clients. I just said, it's whatever comes out, and it matters. So we're very good at controlling our emotions in the West. So our mind, our left brain gets in the way, especially if you have a scientific training, like I have as an engineer, or any form of discipline in the sciences is very much left brain in the West. So it makes it hard to get into the feeling side of things. I found it very challenging. So, paradoxically, I'm teaching an emotional healing course. Then I've had to learn a lot to be able to teach this. So what happens here is as we bring consciousness, okay, and we work as a group, this consciousness will gently and gracefully break through the defense mechanism. And then it will allow us to descend and to expand this feeling consciousness into the program. And then once you can feel that program, it will start to dissolve, because all the soul wants you to do is a personality, because we're an extension of the soul. Okay, we are not the soul. We're a temporary construct of consciousness to experience life on behalf of the soul. It will dissolve the program with a bit of help from the higher self. We command the higher self. We align to it. I've already aligned all of you before we started to the higher self, and we're going to command it to actually clean up some programming which is in the way of whatever you desire. So that's the principle of how divine healing works. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to teach you this meditation of oneness. We're going to do that first, and that's probably going to trigger some stuff. And then we're actually going to clear it with divine healing. All right, so what I want you all to do is to get clear on what you wish to manifest. Close your eyes and feel in your heart. You may have already worked it out, what it is you wish to manifest. And if you're not fully clear, it could be I want to manifest to understand what is my purpose, and put that in. You do the best you can of what that is. It takes time for the soul to reveal your true purpose. Or it could just be, I want to launch my business. Or it could be, I need to move house. It could be I need a new partner. Whatever is important for you in this moment in your life you wish to manifest. And write that down. What that would look, and most importantly, feel like, as if it's already done. Don't worry about how it's going to turn up, which is where the mind usually goes. Feel as if it's already done. And we're going to let the universe worry about the details in ways that your left brain will never figure out. Okay? So I'll write those down now. And don't feel you have to understand how to do it. Don't worry about the money, okay? It's in your heart, and you clear enough issues of your ego and you, it's more likely to happen. So I want you to breathe through your mouth into your heart spaces and take that manifestation into your heart space. And a clear intention that it's already done. And it's important not to have no negatives. It could be, say, I no longer want to have dealings with my ex-husband or something like that. That's negatives the universe doesn't understand negatives. It's got to be a positive thing like I am happy, fulfilled, and free or something like that. It's got to be positive. It's a positive state of being in a new place. If you have fear, it could be I am courageous in the face of branching out my business or expanding it or whatever it is. You guys can go on mute if you're not already on mute because it picks up any background noise things. And be aware of any ego chatter that comes up, which is the defense mechanism. Say, oh, you can't do that. You need resistance that may come up.
Mm. Yep.
Denise, you got your hand up. You got a question?
No, I think I touched the wrong thing again.
Okay. All right.
Do you want me to
Yeah, it's okay. All right. And be okay with ego chatter. It's important not to judge it or say, oh, it shouldn't be there. Just be present with it. It's part of the process. Okay, so now we're going to do what's called the Unified Chakra meditation. And it's a meditation where we're going to expand the soul energy from the heart all the way out to the 12th dimension of the source and access our multidimensional self while still in this body. It's not about leaving the body, it's about expanding your connection to the other parts that you've been normally disconnected from. Okay. So what I'd like you to do, it's very important to keep your eyes closed so the mental body stays as still, because when we open our eyes, the mental body activates very rapidly. 80% of the energy of it comes out your eyes. Okay. And breathing through the mouth is important, and feet flat on the ground, preferably with shoes off, is good. We're going to do the Unified Chakra meditation, this ball of light, and expand it all the way through all the body chakras, so we're connecting to the oneness of source. So I'd like you to breathe the ultraviolet light of the soul into the center of your heart, creating a glowing ball of light. Breathing through the mouth is very important, not the nose. We're going to stay in the body. We do not want to be in the mind. We want to be pure in the body, feeling the spiritual energy. Breathe the ultraviolet light of the soul into the center of the heart and expand and encompass the throat chakra and the solar plexus, forming one unified field of light within, through, and around your body. Breathe your awareness into the center of the heart. Expand and encompass the brow chakra and the navel chakra, forming one unified field of light within, through, and around your body. Breathe your awareness into the center of your heart. Expand and encompass the crown chakra and the base chakra, forming one unified field of light within, through, and around your body. Breathe your awareness into the center of your heart and expand and encompass the astral, causal, and electromagnetic bodies, forming one unified field of light within, through, and around your body. Remember to breathe through your mouth. Feel the unified chakra forming, it's like pulsing, it's very alive. It's a feeling meditation, feeling and visual, feeling primarily as the field expands. Breathe your awareness into the center of your heart and expand and encompass the alpha chakra, one hand length above the crown and slightly forward, and the omega chakra, one hand length below the base of your spine, forming one unified field of light within, through, and around your body. And allow the waves of Metatron, magnetic, electric, and gravitational waves, to vibrate between the alpha and the omega chakras, and to merge with the astral, causal, and electromagnetic bodies to create what we call the kingdom. Breathe your awareness into the center of your heart and expand and encompass the 8th chakra, one hand length directly above your head and your upper thighs, forming one unified field of light within, through, and around your body. And allow the emotional body to merge with the physical fields. Breathe your awareness into the center of your heart and expand and encompass the 9th chakra, 2 hand lengths above the head and the lower thighs, forming one unified field of light within, through, and around your body, and allow the mental body to merge with the physical fields. Breathe your awareness into the center of your heart and expand and encompass the 10th chakra, 3 hand lengths above the head and your knees, forming one unified field of light within, through, and around your body. To allow the spiritual body to merge with the physical fields to create the throne. Breathe your awareness into the center of the heart and expand and encompass the 11th chakra way above your head and your upper calves, forming one unified field of light within, through, and around your body. And allow the oversoul to merge with the throne. Breathe your awareness into the center of your heart and expand and encompass the 12th chakra way above your head and your lower calves, forming one unified field of light within, through, and around your body, and allow the Christ oversoul to merge with the throne. Breathe your awareness into the center of the heart and expand and encompass the 13th chakra way above your head and your feet, forming one unified field of light within, through, and around your body. And allow the I am oversoul to merge with the throne. Breathe your awareness into the center of the heart and expand and encompass the 14th chakra way above your head, its source, way below your feet, forming one unified field of light within, through, and around your body. And allow source to merge with the throne. Feel the expansion you've just created within yourself. Breathing through your mouth in and out of the unified field. Breathing into the oneness of your multidimensional self. As you breathe in and out of the unified chakra, stay connected in your heart to your manifestation. And what I want you to do is shift that manifestation, the feeling of it, the image of it, down to your base chakra. We're going to start the manifestation process. The base chakra is our creative force. And what we're going to do is we're going to start to create now, manifest now. And the first stage of 3 stages with this manifestation process is to send that energy through breathing and through sound from the base chakra up to the crown to clear the pranic tube. And the second stage after that, we normally do that we do the 3 stages of a total of 20 minutes, and we do it for a third of that time, so about 7 minutes. We're just going to do not quite that long. We're just going to teach you the process here. When we've done that for about, normally for 7 minutes, then we send it from the manifestation of the base chakra to the oneness of all that is, which you've just connected to with the unified chakra. So you're sending that out there, and you're calling to the oneness of all that is to manifest this for you. So that's another 7 minutes normally. And the third and final stage, the last 7 minutes, is where we breathe a manifestation from the base to oneness, and we feel gratitude for it as if it's already turned up. Because if you're always wanting something to come, then it's always going to be wanting. It's never actually going to be there. But by expressing gratitude for it already being done, the universe says, it's already done. It'll make it happen. So what I want you to do now is start to breathe, and we do the sound. We make one of the sounds of God, which is ah. So I want you to turn your microphones on, and we're going to do this together. It's more powerful if we do it all together. As we breathe, all right, we will make the sound of ah, and collectively it's a lot more powerful to do this. Okay. All right. So even you guys who haven't got your videos on, if you can switch on your mics, that would be great. Okay. And so if you can turn your speakers down a little bit, we're getting a bit of feedback from my voice. All right. All right. So you're closing your, someone's giving a lot of feedback. Oh, you heard it. You can put headsets in if you can. Otherwise, keep speakers down on your laptop, please. Okay, so it's better things. So closing your eyes, feeling the manifestation in your base chakra. And then as you do you breathe it out to the crown chakra. So we go together. Cleaning up the front cheek. Getting yourself expand. Be aware of any feelings that come up as you do. Now we're going to do the second stage. Keep doing the but we're going to breathe it from the base all the way up to the crown. We're going to breathe it out the crown to oneness of the unified field, to the multi-dimensional self. So all the way out to oneness now. Breathe out. Keep doing the feel the gratitude as if it's manifestation already done. So with gratitude. Feel that gratitude. Beware of any emotions that are coming up from the ego, and they're okay, whatever they are. Okay, that's plenty. So just stay keeping your eyes closed, breathing into the unified field, and just be present with whatever comes up. Because ego is not happy about this, because it's trying to stop you. What we're going to do now, I want you to breathe into whatever feelings come up, and we're going to start clearing them. Okay. So the first thing we're going to clear here, actually, if you guys will go on mute now, because it'll be great so we don't need things. We're going to clear energy interference. It's the first thing we're going to clear, which gets triggered by what we're doing. So we're going to clear from the lower astral plane, lots of energy beings, earthbound souls, souls who've left the body, who are trying to stop you from manifesting whatever you desire. And they hang out around your programs, okay? That's what we're going to do now. And so just breathe into whatever's coming up, and it's okay, whatever it is. It's important not to think, oh, I shouldn't have that feeling. Just acknowledge it's there. Be aware of any judgment you have, any things that have been bad about it, and just be present. That's what divine healing is about. Most of the time we run away from our feelings, which is why we get stuck. But we're going to turn towards them. And we're going to first do an interference chart from divine healing level 1. And we're going to clear these earthbound souls, which are holding the negative programs in place. So I'll be doing this quietly. I just want you to breathe and feel what happens. So clearing earthbound souls now. Feel the shift. Okay, thank you, angels, for helping sisters with us. And now we're going to clear extraterrestrial presences, because they're already interested in how our emotional life works, and they can interfere with us as a result. So we're going to clear them now. These are sort of a high dimensional level. Feel the shift there. And now we're going to clear discarnates, entities, and attachments. Basically anything else which could be attached to you from us. And some of these guys have been in a long time. So you may feel things coming in your body and things like that. Feel the energy shift from that. So that's interference is clear. And now what we're going to move on to is what we call main low frequency programs. So if you're feeling some negative emotions, this is what this chart in divine healing is. So connect to any negative emotions that could come up. It could be fear, it could be grief, you might feel a little depressed, might feel unworthy, whatever it might be. You might feel sad. You may feel anything, it could be anger, it could be anything that comes up. So just be aware of whatever is coming up. It could be multiple different emotions and states. Become aware and breathe into it now. Bringing consciousness to whatever program is coming up and welcome it, whatever it is, and feel it. And be aware of when it came to pass. It could be in this life, it could have been when you were 3, you might have a sense, oh, this is the past life thing. Okay, could have been the time you were born. Your higher self will help you get to it. Open to all aspects of this feeling. Perhaps any attachment the ego has to hanging on to this program, which is not really serving you anymore. Becoming aware of any feelings of being sad for having it. And all judgment around it. And the more you can open to it, the more it can integrate and heal. It's just acceptance of everything as it is. So now we're going to do another command code. But this time we're going to do it together. So we need to switch your microphones on. Go to the Divine Healing Manual here. Say this out loud. So remember, you are the spark of the divine. You're aligned to your higher self. So you command something with true feeling, it will happen. Okay? So repeat after me. So it's not just words, you've got to really mean this. So when you put it out to the universe, if someone could just reduce the speed a little bit. I'm getting feedback. Yeah. Repeat after me. When you say it, mean it. The universe will actually respond. Okay. If you've got speakers running, can you reduce them a bit because I'm still getting a bit of feedback. Thanks. Okay. Repeat after me. We'll do it in bite-sized chunks. We are Saint Germain.
We are Saint
Germain.
Pour the purple flame.
To pour the purple flame
Through the aura and subtle bodies.
through the aura and subtle bodies.
To burn away.
To burn away
All low energies
all low frequency energies
that we have discovered.
we have discovered,
So that new higher level vibrations
so that
new higher level vibrations
can be accessed, accepted,
can be accessed,
encoded and encoded.
Yeah, so we pause here just to let that shift. Saint Germain and higher self.
Saint Germain and higher self.
Please burn out in one go.
Please burn out in one go.
100% the core issue.
100% the core issue.
Through all levels and dimensions.
Through all levels and dimensions.
A little pause, let that go. So the energy is busy while it happens. 100% the original cause.
100% the original cause.
Through all levels and dimensions.
Through all levels and dimensions.
100% the source of its power.
100% the source of its power.
Through all levels and dimensions.
Through all levels and dimensions.
100% all energy attached.
100% all energy attached.
Through all levels and dimensions.
Through all levels and dimensions.
100% all of its effects.
100% all of its effects.
Through all levels and dimensions.
Through all levels and dimensions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Gratitude is very important. It opens a pathway to source. Sure. Sure. Keep your eyes closed now. Give it another minute. There's some past life issues which have been blocking your manifestation. Important not to share your manifestation to anyone else, to keep it private. Otherwise, it's the ego. playing out, and then that will negate the manifestation process. Okay, I'd like you now to, with intention, conscious intention, become aware of any past lives. I'm still getting a bit of feedback from somebody with loud things. Yeah, thank you. Become aware of any past lives. The soul will show you, sense the energy that are blocking your specific manifestation. And there may be several of them, or multiple numbers. Just become aware and present with them. I've got 6 of them. It might make you feel a bit teary or grief-stricken. All you got to do is bring consciousness to it, because we're going to clear those lives. You may have full visual awareness of what that life is about. 80% of what we deal with here is usually from things in past lives we've been doing. Okay, then open your eyes. We're going to use a variation on this. This is actually a past life death chart. I'm still getting a bit of feedback from somebody. If you could, yeah. I'm going to adjust this chart here. So I want you to open your eyes and repeat after me as you're connected to those past lives. Higher self.
Higher self.
Please clear, heal, and integrate.
Higher self.
Please clear, heal, and integrate.
Please
All these
heal,
files and
heal,
memories,
and integrate.
All these
files,
including all cellular memories,
including all cellular memories,
DNA,
and DNA,
and the subatomic levels.
and
Subatomic levels.
I am now ready
I am now
ready
to heal all traumatic lifetimes
To heal
all
all
traumatic
traumatic
lifetimes
at all levels and dimensions,
at all
levels and
dimensions,
time frames,
all time
time frames,
realities,
realities,
and
and universes.
and universe.
Just pause there. Let that happen. I command that any soul fragments
I
command
command
that
Command
soul
the fragments
held with these memories
held with these memories
are now returned to me,
and now return to me,
fully whole and intact,
fully whole
wholly
and
intact
as appropriate.
as
as
appropriate.
appropriate.
I welcome these soul fragments back.
I
welcome
welcome
These
these soul
soul
fragments back.
We'll pause there. I command
I
command
command
that the whole holographic matrix
that the whole holographic matrix
be repaired
be repaired
through layers and levels
through all layers and levels
and brought into full alignment,
and then brought into full alignment,
full alignment,
integration
and balance.
and
balance.
Allow for wholeness to emerge.
to allow for wholeness to emerge.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just embrace the shift. So we click quite a lot of stuff there. So we need to, in divine healing, we need to allow things to integrate. And a couple of deep clearing charts there. There's 26 charts in divine healing. So now we're going to do some energetic nutrition. And this is where we're going to send a frequency in to help integrate what's happening, because often we can get a bit discombobulated or disintegrated from the clearing in the ego. So this is pure energetic nutrition. It's the frequency of these physical substances, amino acids, essential fatty acids, minerals and vitamins. So what I want you to do, so I'm going to scan through this, is one of these is going to draw your eye. Actually, a better way. So close your eyes and then do exactly as I say, okay? Pick a number 1 to 4, and whatever comes into your head is the right number from your higher self. It's important to close your eyes, okay? As you're going to think about it too much. We're not into too much thinking here with divine healing. And write that number down, whatever came to you. The first number. Any additional numbers are the ego messing with you. All right? Okay. This is called number mapping. It's what we do in divine healing to work out which part of the chart we're doing. This was developed by Mira Ariel Haller. He's a medical doctor, plus 2 kinesiologists. There's a lot of kinesiological input here. And they use muscle testing, number mapping. So, if you get a 1, that means A, 2 is B, 3 is C, D is 4. So, if you've got 1 or 2, look at these charts here. If you got 1, which is A, close your eyes and pick a number between 1 and 25, whatever drops in your head. If you've got B, pick a number between 1 and 19, and that will be the frequency of the substance that you need to infuse. And you don't need to understand what it is, okay, or how it works. If you have, give you a chance to do that. Okay. If you have 3 or 4, which is C or D, if you have 3, if C, pick a number 1 to 21. If you have D, pick number 1 to 26, and that'll be your nutrition. I got gold. Okay, that's a mineral. And write down whatever it is that you got. Divine healing is all about intention. Okay. All right. So that goes into what we call a divine healing stack in energetics. It's like RAM on your computer. You load it into the memory, the divine healing stack, and it's held there by your higher self, just through pure intention. You don't have to keep remembering, in my case it's gold, just because I looked at gold and that was when I choose it's in the stack, whether I pay attention to it or not. And then we're going to say this command code here together. And then Spirit, as higher self, is going to infuse this. So switch your microphones on. We'll say this together. Higher self.
Higher self.
Please encode the nutrients.
Please encode these nutrients
In a perfect balance.
in perfect balance
That is required.
as required.
And clear and align
And clear and align
pathways.
all pathways
Maximum assimilation.
for maximum assimilation, absorption,
And utilization.
and utilization.
Close your eyes and let that infuse into you. So this bypasses all the ego's defense, conscious defense mechanisms. And the pure frequency will just neutralize whatever negative issue is in the body. Will just help integrate overall from the clearing. I think my body wants to shake a bit from that. Okay. Just open your eyes when you're ready. We'll have a little time to integrate that. And I just want to hear how that was. Okay. Anyone want to share briefly how that felt to you?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
It's really
specifically
weird, but
happened?
amazing. Tingles all over. Amazing.
Yeah, that's the energy, that's the life force being freed up from the releasing of the programs.
I get that when I meditate, but that wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, anyone else want to share how that was? Okay, Maria, and then
I was seeing beautiful colors with my eyes closed. Lots of purple and orange.
okay. This thing shifting around. Nicola, you're reaching for the button there. You want to share?
Hi. Yeah, it was the first time I've had a like real physical experience. Normally I would have something visual in my mind, but I yawned at every level where we went through. So I couldn't help it. My mouth was opening really wide and I was yawning. But I've also still got like a constriction around my neck, just around the front piece here. So it was a real physical response to it. So I had sort of watering eyes and yawning, which I've never experienced a physical reaction to it before. Normally it's kind of visual and in my head. So it was really fascinating, actually.
Yeah, this is energy shifting. Also, you're in a group. It's not a one-on-one divine healing session. You're in a group with these 21 people here, so it's a lot more powerful. Okay, because you're held by the process of everyone else. Anyone else want to share how that was? Oh, shy. I don't know. Gina?
I feel very relaxed, very relaxed.
Yeah.
So that's lovely. Thank you. I'm sorry, I've got to go now, but thank you so much, Nicolas. I really appreciate it, and it's been wonderful. Thank you.
Thanks for coming. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. One last person. Anyone else? No? Okay. Fiona, you've asked a question. How do you identify issues if you're an empath? Issues have been absorbed from others, or are they from the past lives? Basically, you've got to clean out everyone else's stuff that you've been imprinted with before you can identify your own issues. Otherwise, it's a bit of a mishmash. Okay, but I'll put up a link on the YouTube description for doing it. It's called Clearing Others' Energies. It's a divine healing level 2 process, which I'd suggest you do between. If you work with people, did I say when you work with people, you clean it out after each client, after each place you've been involved with, you're getting imprinted by them. Then you get back to who you are.
Sorry, that was called Clearing
Others' Energies. Okay, I'll put it up on the YouTube description. I don't have time to get into the detail of it now. I've still got to teach you more as manifestation.
Thank you.
So what we've done here is that we focused on where you wanted to go. We triggered a bunch of stuff to come up in the ego, and we cleaned it out. So you're a little more clearer now to manifest. If you keep doing this, because the video will contain this transmission, keep focusing on where you want to go. Eventually, the what you want to manifest will start to turn up if it's in divine order, provided you clear enough stuff in you. Because as I said at the beginning, if you're totally clear, it will turn up instantaneously if it's in divine order. Okay. And the other thing about the manifestation is it normally needs to be done at sunrise, the shift from dark to light, wherever you are. And because it's the most powerful manifestation time. So I will put a link for some software, online software, which will calculate the exact time for your exact location. It's much more accurate than general internet, sunrise and sunset. So they can be out by 20 minutes. So you have to be right on that time. And I also put in there a means of shifting your time. So it's not practical to get up at 5 in the morning. There's a command code we use, which I'll put in there. So you can command a time shift back to sunrise, okay? That's how you get around that. But it's best if you can do it at that time. And if you're manifesting, you want to do something, the same manifestation, at least a week in a row. Don't do different ones every day, because it's going to get confusing for the universe. You continuously put out the same manifestation. After a while, things start to happen. It's really important for you to do it for weeks. But the fact you're continually putting it out there, then you're more likely for it to happen. Okay. So that is the morning part of the process. And I'm going to teach you the evening part of the process. Okay. Okay. What I might do is we'll leave it a little longer. I'll talk a bit about how you can learn this, so you got more time to integrate, because this is quite strong. That's what my guidance seems to tell me. So, so basically, with divine healing, very briefly, you are learning a multidimensional healing system that's very quick and powerful, as you've seen, clearing up emotional programming and all sorts of other programming that disconnects you from the spirit. So you can reconnect the spirit, and you can move into empowerment and become very conscious as a result of it. And we are turning separation or mud into lotuses. We're transforming unconsciousness into consciousness here. It's essentially what we're doing. And it can basically make your life happen. I've been doing this since 2006 when our Mira launched it with the other two practitioners, Mary and Roshan. My life has radically changed because I've just basically been peeling that onion. Did it an awful lot in the first couple of years. I just peeled my ego onion because we were looking for a tool to really clean us out, because we had so much heavy-duty disempowerment, both of us. And it's allowed all this to happen second time. It's enabled me to deliver my gift of service to the world, have more fun, open to more abundance, become in charge of my life, and start to manifest my vision. And I thought I would never get there. This is like an unimaginable life compared to where I was, being very disempowered when I was younger. And so essentially we are cleaning out the ego, all right? And what you're essentially doing is that this is the lower self and this is the higher self. You're cleaning out the lower self. Talk about this briefly. So you open up this connection to the higher self with the Antakarana. More love comes in as you clear the lower self. More love comes in. And then at this stage, you start to, as you get clearer, you eventually will reach enlightenment if you really keep going. Very rare, but that's actually enlightenment, where the ego is totally dissolved. And the more dissolved the ego is, the more it surrenders to the higher self. It becomes the vehicle for the expression of higher dimensional energy, which is where manifestation comes from. It doesn't come from this reality. This is like a projection screen, a three-dimensional projection screen. So your higher self will come through with your purpose, your soul purpose, and it will start to manifest through you. If you have the cleaner your personality is of all the ego programming, the more powerful the manifestation that comes through you. And the more surrendered you are, the more joyful your life will be. Okay, this is why divine healing is a critical tool to manifest your purpose. So what I've combined here is the process of manifesting it, plus clearing everything in the way so your ego can surrender as quickly as possible. That's what we're doing here. Okay. And that's how you get all the goodies in life that you're meant to have. It may not be what your ego wants, but what you're meant to have. Okay. So let's have a look here. I think that's the basics of it, because I'm aware of time. So if you are interested in learning this to create more fulfillment and deliver this gift, we're running the next training on the 15th to 18th of October on Zoom, just like this, 12:30 to 8:30 UK time, 7:30 to 3:30 Eastern time. Okay, and that should actually be 5:20. To be honest. And that should be 175. Okay. So if you want to learn how to do this, just go to divinehealingtraining.com and you can secure a place with a deposit here. Total cost is $520, which is about $650 US. 175 is about 240 deposits. So the total amount is $520 if you want to learn how to do it. Okay. Then it gives you a tool, if you're a therapist, to work not only on yourself but on your clients and to integrate with your other healing technologies. But I found this was the most important thing I ever got my hands on in terms of manifesting my purpose and of being a global teacher now. And we spend the training basically learning over 4 days. People from California all the way up to India and Australia. It's a global course. I teach you these 26 divine healing charts. We've done interference here, low frequency programs, past life deaths or past life variation on that, and nutrition. And I teach these charts by explaining them to you. And then if it's a simple chart, we do a healing on the whole group. If it's a complex chart, I give a demo of it, and then you give and receive the treatments to each other in Zoom breakout rooms. So you have complete privacy. And I wander around the rooms making sure you're okay. And then you come back to this main room. So that's what we do for 4 days. So by the time you finish, you've done all 26 charts. You've been on this massive healing intensive. So you get the healing that everyone else gets. So basically, Spirit guides me through the spiritual signature. Each moment, whatever opens my heart, they'll tell me which chart to do next. So it's a massive healing process, but training process. So you leave with a tool so you can be self-empowered to heal yourself or whatever comes up. And the idea of divine healing is to get back to source. That's where it comes from. It comes from many different groups of high dimensional beings who brought this to Earth so we could go back home in consciousness to dissolve our illusory egos plus everything else between here and the source. That's the essence of it. Okay. All right. So, okay, I've got some chat messages here. Just going to get to it. No. Okay. So. Okay. Are there any questions you had before we do the final process? Just wanted to give you a bit of integration time.
I don't have any questions, but I just thought I'd let everybody know that I've already booked my divine healing space. So if anybody's here, I might see you again. Look forward to working with you.
Thanks, Roswana. Okay. Any other questions about it? Okay, Maria?
Just a quick question. I thought you said before that you do divine healing 3 times a year?
The workshop runs 3 times a year. It runs about October, February or March, and then June. Yeah, that's when it runs. It always runs online because it's pretty much the whole Western Hemisphere, getting into Asia, get down to Australasia. So the time zone is time is selected to try and cover most of the Western Hemisphere where most people come from. Okay.
Thank you.
Any other questions about it before we do the final process? No? Okay. So the final process of manifestation is where we express gratitude for what has been given. And we do this at sunset. But you can also use the time shift software. I'll link on post for you. But the shift from light to dark is very powerful. In fact, sometimes this is even more powerful in my experience than sunrise. But if you can do this on the same day as you do a manifestation in the morning, it's very strong. And basically it's the same idea that we're breathing from the base up to the crown with the sound of Om for 7 minutes. And then same again for the base to the crown for oneness. But we're feeling gratitude for the whole time, the sound of Om. And then the third one is where we go from base to crown to oneness when we're using the sound of Shalom. And so we're in the unified field expressing this gratitude. And when you express gratitude, an enormously powerful connection bypasses the ego and connects you directly to source, to grace. And then things just turn up. Okay, it's very strong. And it's important to be grateful for whatever came that day, whatever's important to you. It doesn't have to be related directly to the manifestation in the morning. Okay, could be your child had a great day at school and the previous month had been really not so good. So what I want you guys to do now is to connect in your heart to what you're grateful for. Most grateful for in this moment. And again, not to disclose this to anyone. Close your eyes. Microphone's on. Feel the gratitude rise in your system. We're going to start with the first third now for a little while. We're going to do the Om, so it's breathing from the base, that gratitude up to the crown, and we go together. Om. Landing. Second one now. It's Om from the base, crown to oneness. Base chakra, crown to oneness, back to Shalom. Final one, feeling gratitude. Shalom.
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 The louder it is, the stronger it is, the more powerful it is. Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Breathing through your mouth into this. Just open your eyes now. I feel really expanded from that. Would anyone like to share how they feel? When you come to. Okay, Maria.
Thank you, Nicolas. The whole meditation made me realize how much I'm on my head. I'm not used to making sounds like this, and I'm not feeling 100% comfortable with it.
Okay, good. Anyone else? Thanks, Maria. Anyone else to share?
It was different.
Yeah. Okay, thanks.
Not as strong. Not as
It's
strong.
a different process, slightly different process.
Mm.
No one else?
Yeah, I've got my hand up.
Denise?
Yes. Oh, that was amazing. Yeah, I felt the energy really go all the way through my body. Yeah, that was. Yeah, feel a lot lighter.
Okay, good. Okay, Rizwana?
What I found quite powerful was feeling the vibration of the sound of the voice.
Yeah.
The vibrational energy that came through that, it was really powerful.
Okay. All right, good. Thank you. Patricia, you put your hand up. Do you want to say anything? Turn your microphone on if you want to say anything.
Hi there.
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Yes, yes. I felt release. It just felt really good to let go of a lot.
Yeah.
So it's very clearing.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Thank you.
And if you watch the video later, it'll be held the same transmission of what we're doing now. So you can use it again to manifest something else, and the divine healing will clear whatever other issues. Some people use it a lot just for healing, I discovered. Okay, anyone else? Okay, no one else? Okay. Miguel says, thanks, Nicolas, everyone. Very interesting work. Very interesting work. First time, great experience. Libby said, thank you. So Sarah Grace, these guys are giving. And Amanda said, great for your knowledge and the group healing today. Okay. And Nancy, thanks a lot. So any final questions before we go? I'm trying to stick to the right time here. About divine healing or the process. You can type it or just ask me. Brian, are you going to? No. Okay. Well, we'll finish up then if there are no more questions. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that. I'll probably get the video out in the next couple of days. Just know the video transmission is just as strong as when we did it in person. So you don't want to be in the car or anything like that. You need to be in a very private space to feel it. Okay. All right. Okay, so thank you everyone for coming, and may it help you move forward.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Take care.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Nicolas. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.